Hello, Adam Kopeć, Excel lover from Poland. Today we're gonna talk about mixed cell references, and we are going to start with the simplest possible example for me, that is multiplication table. And multiplication is simple. We have to just multiply the row header times the column header. And for example, in cell F6, the result should be 24 times 5. Okay, so how can we create multiplication table using formulas? And we are going to start writing our formula in B3 cell, and then we are going to copy our formula down and to the right. So we are referencing A3 cell, and we have to ask ourselves how our reference should change when we are copying her down and to the right. So we are going to look at our data that we will be referencing. So we are starting with row headers, and our row headers are in one column and in many rows. So we can see that rows are changing, but the columns stayed the same. So we have to lock the column name, but not the row number. And we can use F4 key to cycle through cell references types, and we have to press F4 key 3 times so that the $sign is before column name but not before row number. So we are looking just column name. So the column name should stay the same, but rows we're gonna change. Okay, we can now times column header, so B2 cell, and analogically we are going to watch our data, our column headers, and our column headers we are going to see that they are in one cell, one row number, but in many different column names. So this time we want to lock rows but not the columns. So F4 once, F4 2, and $signs is before column row number and not before column name. So the rows should stay the same, but the columns should change. Okay, so let's try it. Let's copy our formula down and then drag to the right, and we can see that it should be proper results. And let's check the last cell F2. We can see that for row headers we have the proper cell reference because we are still referencing the same column A, but the rows change because we drag our formula down. And analogically for columns headers we reference K2 cell. Columns change but row stayed the same, and that's how the mixed cell reference work. And it's gonna work the same in many different examples. For our second example, we have divide profits to shareholders, and the situation is analogical. So we have to multiply profits, and our profits are in one column, many rows. So this time we have to lock the column name. So the dollar should be before column name, not before rows. And once again times percentages, and our percentages are in row 3. So the row is one row. The row doesn't changes So this time when we reference C3 cell, we have to lock rows but not the columns, because the columns are changing. So our percentage is in many columns. So F4, F4, and analogically, like in multiplication table, in the first cell reference we lock columns, and in the second cell reference we lock rows. And when we put our formula in the cell and copy it down and to the right, should be proper example, because we use proper cell references, mixed cell references.